Good morning, everyone. JG here. I want to give everybody a little update on a new series that I'm going to be starting. I'm still going to be making my seeds. I'm still going to be doing my greenhouse grow. But I am now going to be doing an undercurrent system. This is a 4XL system. And I ended up picking it up used. Happy about that. Price was right. And then I got a 45-gallon reservoir with it that's specifically designed for this. And then I got two 55-gallon reses, food grade plastic, so that way I can have an abundance of water if I need to do a change out or whatnot. So I think this is 45 gallons, and I think between everything in here, it's you figure 12 times 4, 60 gallons, because you don't have these fully maxed out, but then you got some in the tube. So let's say 65, 70 gallons. So I'm going to need at least that to do a changeover. I know you can't completely drain this, so we'll figure out that math once we get there. I want to see how much you can actually get out. I'm going to get a gauge that tells me how much water is flowed out of it when I do a drain. So, but this is my setup. I got my RO filter down here in there for right now. That is going mounted right here, and it's going to be tied in right here. So this is gonna be shut off, gonna put a T, another shut off, and this essentially goes to the spigot outside. So, and then my reservoir is gonna be in this closet here. There's enough space to fit the 45-gallon and one 55-gallon. I'm gonna have those in there just so that there is no light really affecting it when I'm in here working. And then I've got some cool accessories. Everything for this stuff is expensive. I ended up getting a Hannah TDS meter. It does pH, EC, temperature. And that was like close to 400 with all the testing stuff you need for it. And, the buffers and all that stuff. But I do have some UC roots. This is probably one of the few things I'm going to be using in the undercurrent system. I will be using the UC Veg A and UC Veg B in my little veg setup prior to going into the big tent. Got all my equipment ready to go. These are the lights that I'm temporarily using in here. I got my Advanced Platinum, my buddy that I was loaning him to, he is now going full CMH, and so I don't know. That's a lot of juice he's pulling, but he's also his yield show, so can't complain. The Platinum is an older generation LED. It's kind of a blurple light. You need one of those Method 7 corrective lenses to, you guys have seen the ones I've used. And then I got the Viper Spectre dimmable 300. So all in all is 4 300s, about 1200. They pull a lot more than I'd like. That's why I'm going to be switching over to quantum boards, and these will go in like my veg tent. Probably the Viper Spectres because I can dim those down pretty good. Got my chiller from Hydro Farm, Active Aqua chiller. It's older. I tested it. It works. Let's see for how long. If not, I'm going to look at getting another chiller. Something newer with possibly a warranty. And then, let's see what else I got here. So the way my setup's going to be, this is a 5x5 tent. My buddy that was borrowing the Advanced Platinums, he had an extra 5x5. I told him I was looking at buying one. So he sent one over to me, told me I could have it, and I'm actually going to need to cut it up a little bit because I'm putting the epicenter outside the tent. So these are in the basic vicinity of where they're going to be. Nothing's really tied fully in yet. I want to give this a good cleaning, maybe do inside, outside, give it a nice cleaning before I start up. I kept saying a week. It's been probably like 2 months, and I'm finally getting this done. So, but the way it works, got the epicenter right here. I'm gonna have the chiller back in this corner, and then I'm gonna have my water pump probably on the other side. Gonna have my air pump over here, or I may build a shelf, and there's gonna be a quick line from, this has an automatic top off, so as the plants are drinking the water and drinking the nutrients, more water is going to fill in, and I'm going to be able to gauge how much they're eating. I'm going to check the EC daily, check the pH, see if there's any fluctuations. Now with a smaller system like this, there's going to be more fluctuations with the pH as opposed to a larger system where there's more to go on, so you can kind of be delayed in reactions. With this, you got to be a little bit more on top of it. So in here, got my grow line stuff, my hand stuff, got some pumps, got air pumps, more air pumps. I got 2 really high-end water pumps. And let's see what else I got in this room. This is all gonna get cleaned up. I've got a 2x4 going in there, and a 3x3 my other buddy is gonna be hooking me up with. I asked him if he wasn't using anything in the foreseeable future. He says he's got a 3x3, he's gonna dig it out, and that will go there for the mother plants. Over there will be the 2x4 that I'm gonna be using for veg. And over here is either gonna be the reservoirs or like a workstation. So, but, oh, the other thing, ventilation. Not at my house. Don't want this stinking it up. It's in the back corner, my brother's old bedroom. So I'm gonna be putting my carbon filter right up here. Now, what I am gonna be doing is I'm gonna be popping out this panel right here, and I'm going to be running the flex tubing. I'm going to do a 6-inch. I'm going to run that up, over. I'm going to drop it right down here. We got some extra panels. I just may remove it. I don't want to be cutting stuff. It's not my house. And then it's going to drop down and shoot right out here. We're going to have the AC here, so you know those little side panels. It's gonna, instead of having the side panels that kick out, it's going to be an exhaust. And I may put a Y on it because I'm going to have a fan in the mother and the veg tent. So we'll get there. And just some shelving, all that stuff's gonna be moved. And it's gonna be all the nutrients and stuff like that. It does get humid down here. But I will say this, the humidity does stay down with these wood panels. The wood paneling in the walls, I mean, yeah, wood holds bacteria, stuff like that. But as far as the humidity, it keeps the air pretty dry. So, but once this room's all cleaned up, I finally got the tent set. So next step is figuring out how I'm going to run the electrical, where I'm going to set things up, because I only got so much wattage to pull, and I want to make sure everything's on the correct amount of circuits, it's pulling the correct wattage, so there's no issues there. And if I need something else, I'll have another like 15 amp run out to this room, maybe just for the water chiller or for the AC or something like that. But the layout is kind of important. Now, I may be able to slide this tent a little bit over. I'm gonna see once I tie everything in. I may be able to slide over another 6 inches. So that epicenter is against the wall. And the reasoning for that is that would give me a foot back here. Now, instead of abutting this right up against the wall, I would actually be able to have access to that plant in the corner. I'll have access to this plant from that opening, and I'll have access, obviously, to the front too, from both openings, and then obviously the main opening. But you kind of want to plan for this stuff, because if you could trim up this one, trim up this one, trim up this one, this one's going crazy on you, and you really can't get the scrog around it or do anything like that, that could turn into a mess. And you want to be able to take care of your plants and have an optimal yield. So access to everything is kind of key, and where you place everything is very important also. I should be doing CO. I may try to test that out. I'm going to see how this goes first. And if CO, maybe if I get a good yield off of this setup, I may not even bother with CO. We'll see how that goes. But placing, if I do decide to do CO, you can't have your air pump in the same, it would be fed into this tent, on one of those autopilot regulator timer type setups. So it would only pump on at certain times, and, you could dial the stuff in pretty good now. And, but roots don't like CO2. So you need your air pump outside the room, and obviously you're going to lose some CO2 from the exhaust and other issues like that. So yeah, just moving forward, this is going to be my my main grow. My experiments and my breeding will be done my house, my 2x4s, and eventually expanding into 8x16 area shed. So for right now, I may actually do a giveaway. I've gotten over 1,000 subscribers. I'm very happy. I'm glad you guys like my content and stuff I bring to the table. Or if you just like watching me make mistakes, either way, glad to be part of the discussion. But I'm going to be making some seeds here very soon. And I got to figure out a way to do a contest and maybe give some of these seeds away. Got some autoflowers. I got some pretty good genetics. I've got some Cube. I got some Mac. Got some Night Nurse. Some Durban Poison. My buddy and I did a nice cross of a Vader OG. This male was insane. Thing was a beast. We crossed it with this like super budding Skywalker OG Kush from Reserva Privada. Two good genetic lineages. We crossed them together, and it was great for a Northeast outdoor grow. We had 14-foot plants. Just these things were just going like crazy. And you saw my Skywalker in my greenhouse that this thing went up, and to have even better genetics along with that. So we're happy about that. We'll have some of those seeds available eventually here soon. Once we get some stuff organized on our end. But for right now, here we go. And I'll be doing an update once I do a cleaning. I'll kind of show you guys how I do all that. And once I got the lights, the electricity ran, the plumbing run, the RO set up, it's still going to take me a bit, but the ball is rolling. So happy about that. Anyway, questions, comments, anything I may have missed, or any ideas that you think might help me out in this, greatly appreciative. Done the hydro before, wasn't a big fan of it. In my current setup, I didn't have the space to do hydro, so I had to do the flood and drain cocoa or soil. I decided to go with the flood and drain cocoa. But now that I got the space, I'm back to what I love doing, the hydroponics. So, like I said, questions, comments, please leave them below. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if If you got any ideas on how I can do something better or differently, I'd love to hear them. All right, everybody. Thank you very much and have a good day.